Tell me your name and where you're from to start.
Hi, I'm Sue Chadwick. I live in Nashua. Your message resonates with me very much. I'm on your team, or I just made that decision. And
everyone else has to start their answer exactly. Otherwise, I'm calling on somebody else.
And I'm very pleased that you've sort of ramped up the passion behind what you're saying, because on the other side, the Republicans, they're each vying for who can be the meanest junkyard dog. And I want to know, when you are the Democratic candidate, how you will respond to their, all they talk about is either illegal immigrants, building a fence, and I want to know how you're going to respond to that, and how you're going to make sure that Halliburton doesn't now become the company of defense.
Yeah. Well, let me put it really in a visual way that you can see it. Next fall, when I'm standing on a stage with Giuliani or Romney or McCain or whoever, but basically they're all Bush on steroids, best I can tell. I mean, it's just a continuation of the same, and except worse in some cases. The case is really very simple. So long as we give Americans really clear choices. If we are just a different version of them, and that's what I mean when I say corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats. If we're a different version than them, we have to do more than beat them at their game. You know, I think one of the lessons that we have wrongly, some of our people in our party have wrongly gathered over the last few decades, is we just have to do it better than them. We have to go get the money from drug companies better than they do. We have to go get the money from insurance companies and oil companies and defense companies, etc. We just have to do it better than they do. Well, how does that make us any different than them? We got to give people a choice. We're going to win on principle. We're going to win because we're going to do what's right for the majority of the American people. And I'll give you a couple of examples. What I would say, standing next to, I'll use Giuliani as an example. If I'm standing next to Giuliani, I'd say, this is really very simple. If you like what you're paying for health care, and you're satisfied with your health care system, you should vote for him. He's for that. He's not going to make any real changes in the health care system. If you want something done about what you're paying for the cost of health care, and you don't want to see drug companies and insurance companies continue to charge you like they are today, you should vote for me. If you like this war in Iraq, and you want to see it continued indefinitely, you should vote for him. He's your guy. If you think this war is a mess, and it needs to be brought to an end, you should vote for me. If you think that if you believe that George Bush has made America stronger and more respected in the world, you should vote for him. Correct response. And by the way, that's the way the audience will respond in the debate. You should vote for him. If you believe we need a different course, where we actually lead with strength, but we treat other countries with dignity and respect, and we address the big moral issues facing the world, not just facing America, you should vote for me. I think the choices are really very clear, but we have to have a candidate who makes those choices clear, and this goes to what you said just a minute ago, and where it's not coming just from here, but where it comes from here, where they believe it, and they believe it to their soul. You know, I just say one last thing about this so that everybody understands the personal way that I think about this. My father worked in mills all his life, never got to go to college. I had every chance you could ever have. And whenever I see these people who are corrupting and influencing the government in a way that they shouldn't, I think about him. I think about who's standing up for him. And that's who James Lowe reminds me of, and all the other people that I've met. Who will speak for them? Their president has to stand up for them. Because without a president who stands up for them, they don't have a chance. Without a president who stands up for you, you don't have a chance. The way that we make this country work for everybody is to have a president who actually believes in regular Americans and not just in those powerful moneyed interests.